Joining me for another Tea Time with Brian. This is episode 29, and just wanted to jump in, do a quick live with y'all, just kind of go with the things that are happening in Georgia that are definitely, I don't think Georgia has left I want to say the center of news since the we went into the runoff. So definitely has been very interesting with how everything has been going on. As you guys know, the new bill that was passed, which was Senate Bill 202, there has definitely been a very big backlash. Because of the fact that the All-Star game, that would have been here in Atlanta actually got moved to Colorado. And it's because, the baseball, league said we support access to voting, and with the restricting that came, a lot of people felt it's like, oh, this is part of cancel culture. But what I always say is that cancel culture is not necessarily cancel culture when it's just a consequence to your actions. I think that a lot of the legislators that introduce this bill, and now that was made to law by our governor, they now believe that it was going to be, have this consequence. And, now it has, and I'm happy that it is definitely something that it is now in the mainstream. Now sports megastars know that they are going to be asked those questions. They are going to be asked as to what they believe, and it's not so much hush hush to where it's like play your game and leave politics on the side. And we have seen that not only with basketball and as well with baseball, but now we have even seen it in Augusta with the Masters, because actually that is something that some of the questions they've already been asking, and it's definitely something that I feel like a lot of people that are going to be watching are just not I don't know if they're going to be ready for the answers, because what almost all of them have been saying is that people should be able to have access to the to vote, and easy access to vote, because that's what makes a great democracy. And I couldn't agree more. It's definitely one of those things that I think it kind of blew up in their face how fast and swift the consequences of the actions were. So it's definitely something that has definitely ruffled a lot of feathers. There even has been some spat between Twitter politicos, I would say, and one of the things that they have definitely said is the fact that apparently Colorado is just as restrictive as Georgia because they don't have as many early voting days. But that's just disingenuous. Like, that's just not true. And the reason why it has less early voting days in Georgia is because for the last X amount of years, Colorado has actually had full-on mail-in voting, and that has had high turnout because of it. And we have seen that they don't have a problem like Georgia has had since, recent memory can definitely tell you that since 2018, Georgia has had long lines time and time again. It literally makes national news every single time. So for the legislators to say that we offer more early voting days, but now you're trying to restrict mail-in voting, which is something that it has actually been shown to work time and time again. It has been shown that there is no such thing as like fraud with mail-in voting, or any of the other to be completely honest, conspiracy theories we've heard since the past two elections here in Georgia. So definitely that is something that we wanted to just kind of bring to y'all. I mean, I think that we all understand that we want to make voting easy. It should not be something that only a certain few get to enjoy. We understand that this country has a history of only giving, X amount of people, and to be completely blunt, white men that own property, guarantee that they have access to vote, and has made it harder for people like you and I to vote. But that is, something that as time progresses will begin changing more. Another thing that we, in the same token, that we are very happy to report is that Representative Park Hannon was actually, her charges were dropped by the DA. So we're very happy to hear about that, because how is it that with her just wanting to be there and, in her sense, silently protest what was going on with the bill, she gets taken to jail and, almost charged just as a representative? Imagine that. Like, that's the gag. Like, even a state representative is treated like it's just a regular, random person off the street, and I'm not saying this should be like some sort of metric, or it's just crazy, because even as a representative we don't get that same respect. So it's definitely a lot to think about, but we were just happy to report about the fact that those charges were dropped. She definitely has said that this is just, unfortunately, the history that this state has of continuously, suppressing not only voting, but also continuously suppressing just protesting against that. So that is definitely something that I kind of wanted to mention. And then finally, just wanted to definitely tell you to watch out, because the next big, political battle that we would definitely see, and especially because of this year, is going to be redistricting. As we know, this only happens every 10 years. And there's definitely going to be a lot of power grabs. And we want to make sure that you guys know what is going on, because it is one of those things that to be completely honest, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Redistricting is not the most exciting thing. It is a little bit tedious in the sense of, like, it's very nitty gritty and you have to know how things are divided. But it is definitely, something that we have to pay attention to, because this is going to affect us for the next 10 years. And Georgia in itself has changed drastically in the last 10 years. I believe that there has been, not only has it become more diverse, by upwards to 1 million people, but also it has become more urbanized, in the sense of, like, there's a lot of people moving to the metro Atlanta area or to other cities inside of the state. But we have seen the shift of rural populations decreasing. So it is definitely something that very interesting, and we want to make sure that there's no disingenuous or badly drawn lines, or ill-fated drawn lines, in the sense of, like, just crazy things like we have seen in states throughout the country. We want to make sure that that is not something that keeps being perpetuated here in the state. So definitely that is the main thing that I wanted to mention. Like I said, the Masters is coming to Augusta this weekend, so it's definitely something that we will see as they have become more involved in, I guess, giving commentary of the political kind. So definitely we'll keep you updated in that. And now that the legislative session is over, we are definitely going to shift gears and want to hear more from y'all, our audience. What do you guys want to hear more about? Is there something that you guys want me to demystify as, a person in politics, or that you don't understand? One of the main things that we're going to be shifting gears is to more of the local government, and how you can remain involved, because there's multiple ways that you can be involved. Do you want to maybe learn how you can maybe put a traffic light where you think is necessary? Do you think your roads could be better, paved? so a lot of those things that are a lot, we need to have more of a presence with in order for our communities to continue thriving. So definitely would love to hear what are your thoughts on these different topics that I dived in today. It's always a pleasure, and feel free to join us next week for another Tea Time with Brian. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.